And last but not least, let's check out my master chain. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm sure this is going to change by the time I release this track. You see this is going crazy because this is the dither that I have applied to the FabFilter limiter. So I have this EQ, FabFilter Pro Q. I just use FabFilter just because I think it sounds great and it's easy to manipulate. Really cool EQ for on-the-fly editing and things. Crap. I gotta delete these. Anyway, I'm just cutting down some of the low frequency content that you really don't need or hear. I have it rolled off so low because at this point it's 12 hertz, but still up here it's at 20 hertz. It's still rolling off like a dB or two or so at around 20 hertz. And I want to keep the low end pretty full and there. I don't want to cut too much of the low end out. I know some people who cut like 35 hertz or so, and I feel like that's way too high. It's just subtly cutting down the low end, you see. It just frees up some extra space that you're not even hearing anyway. Let's see what this Ozone is doing. Some stereo imaging. Cutting all of the bass, just making it mono. A very common thing. What? It's cutting at around 140 hertz or so. I bet I could even go lower to like 120 or so. Compressor, I'm not using that right now. I think I'm still adjusting that. Limiter, you never want to limit more than 6 decibels. That's what I've been told. Or if it does go above 6 decibels, make sure it's very short and not a continuous thing. Like it's not continuously happening every time the snare hits. Maybe it's a one-time thing that happened to a lot of things lined up and it happened to be really loud temporarily. Oh crap. Gotta take that solo of the Ozone. It's around 4 decibels. Sounds pretty good. And that took me a while to get everything adjusted. So something I'll do is if I see that maybe it's peaking at, instead of limiting 4 decibels, maybe it happened to be 6 every time the snare hit. So that's a good indication that maybe the snare is a little bit too loud, or that I could EQ it better, or maybe add a little bit more side chain so that everything is ducking, allowing that snare or kick to come through. Little tips like that. I go back and forth and I really feel like it clears up the mix. Again, something you'll see me always do is use Ozone. Whoa, that's really cool. I have no idea what's going on. I guess that's just the dither going a little bit crazy. That's so awesome. Anyway. Not using the maximizer, I'm just using it to see what's going on in the post equalizer. If you haven't seen me explain this before, I found the frequency responses of several songs, Apes from Space, Heartbreakers, The Reward is Cheese, Clap, by artists like Deadmau5, Wolfgang Gardner, songs that I really liked at the time. This is actually years old, but I still stick to it. Notice how these curves are pretty similar. And I like to match my song to it. Like if I have too much bass, let's say it's peaking way up here, I know definitely I need to turn the bass down. Same thing with the high end. If the high end's a little bit low, then I know I need to add a little bit more high frequency content. It's okay if it's not perfect. Like this is a bit but whatever. See, so I'm missing some high frequency content there, so something I might do is boost the high end on these keys. Like, that's pretty much how I mix and master. And I'll listen and see how it sounds, see how it looks. And then I'll compare it, listen to it on several speakers, see if it sounds uniform and good on all of them. Don't just go off of what you see. I know that might seem like what I'm doing, but I use that as a guideline, and I'll later listen to it on earbuds, headphones, computer speakers, my car speakers, my monitors, friends' monitors, and so on. Well, that's about everything. If I missed something, please just leave a comment. Also, I wanted to mention that I do a lot of teaching one-on-one and in groups on like Google Hangouts or Skype. If you're interested, contact me for more information. And lastly, without further ado, here's the whole song, Cognizant Sleep.
Cognizant Sleep. Sleep.
for that one person who actually stayed and watched the whole video, yes, you, thanks for watching.